Two Senior X30 races to go then, and this is going to be the challenge for Heat B versus D. And that is going to give us Warapong Yamchan and Panu Steenmankong on the front row of the starting grid. Then Sidikat Solomon Konkasem in front of Yukapo. Then Leonardo Mori and Austin Gale. Travis Teo and Andrea Galimberti. And then we'll have Chanoknan Viratacha and Sashan Gunasekara from Shamoswan. Fakin Jananakul, Swa Anuras, Yahanatan Mosh, Sun Yang, Kantapat and Suksanti, and then Aidan Forbes, Jaden Pope, Didit Sir, and Zachary Boyce. Starting grid is on your screen in the order stated, because we're now into groups B versus D for this race, and then groups A versus C will go to the circuit for the next one, and it'll be the last race of the day as well. Full credit to everybody here from the supporting teams from SKT Thailand and RAAT, the Royal Automobile Association of Thailand, for assisting, or the fantastic team we have here at the Infinity IAME Series Asia, keeping everybody safe and sound and as close to schedule as possible after the delay in qualifying, between qualifying and race one earlier. Full credit to everybody. They've been fantastic in setting everything up. And so now we're getting ourselves ready for the penultimate race of the day. So battles will be joined very shortly indeed here. And it will be Vivek Kanthan, it will be Boniface Yamchan on the top spot. Pole position again for the fastest driver in the second group. And he's going to be alongside Panu Steenmankong, Siddhakit Siddhamankokasem and Yukapo, second row of the grid. Then Leonardo Mori and Austin Gale, Travis Teo and Andrea Galimberti. Here we go. Drivers are released. And so we head out onto the circuit again, ready to get this race under starters' orders. And everybody knows just how intense it's going to be. The second of the Senior X30 races already getting gridded up behind them in the holding area. And so the contenders will go to battle once again. But it's Widdisik Yamchan, putter, who is going to be in fantastic fashion. So Yamchan and Steenmankong, front row of the grid. Siddhakit Siddhamankokasem and Yukapo, along with Leonardo Mori and Austin Gale, Travis Teo and Andrea Galimberti, and then it is Viratacha and Gunasekara from Shao Muzwan, and Vakin Jananakul, 12th on the grid from Sra Onoras, Yahanatan Mosh, Sun Yang, and Nanin Suksanti from Forbes, Pope, Diditsa and Zachary Boyce. Into the seniors we go then for the last two times today. So far, all of the victories have gone the way of either Toby Gale or Kai Burke. But for this race, that's impossible, because neither of them are on the starting grid for this one. So whatever happens, we're going to get a completely different race winner from this heat. And so it's going to be fascinating to see which of the two drivers, Toby Gale or Kai Burke, gets the better of the other going into the final heat of the weekend. Final heat of the... Yeah, it is the final heat of the weekend, because, of course, they'll have the super heats tomorrow. And so the drivers will get themselves formed up in their tram lines. Stationary yellows means you've got to get yourself formed up in the grids. So Warapong Yamchan now takes over the commanding position, and he will back up the pack. He really wants to win this race, though, from pole position. He had a chance earlier, and it didn't quite work out. But with the absence of both Toby Gale and Kai Burke from this particular group race comes his best chance ever to win a heat battle in Senior X30 in the Infinity IAME Series Asia. So let's see what can happen. There's problems further back. Problems further back. We've got a kart stalled, and I think there's going to be a false start. There is indeed. False start, because we've got a kart not moving and then getting going again. It's one of the Biralarts that's had an issue there. It is the 2-1-1. That is Pakin Jananakul for the 1-1 Racing Team. So the 1-1 Racing Team driver, Pakin Jananakul, sadly having a problem there. Starting a long way back on the grid from where he was hoping to start then, because, of course, the whole field went through. Now, I'm not sure what that means for his starting position. Does that mean he can take his original position, or does he now have to start the race from the back of the queue? Because the race started technically without him, then he got going again. So that's an interesting one. So we'll have to see what the officials decide on that one. But certainly for the moment, Giannanacul is going to try and get his original position on the grid. Attention paddock, attention paddock. Well, driver number 30, 3-0. Driver number 30, 3-0. Please make your way to the stewards. Driver number 30, please make your way to the stewards. Driver number 30, 30. So we'll try that again as the drivers come out of the final turn. Is it going to be a clean start in Senior X30 this time? Yes, it is, and off we go. And is there going to be a big charge forward now, as it's going to be the hard charge press from the inside line from the 202? It'll be a tricky one as the battle rages coming off the turn, but it is Warapong Yamchan who has held the pace from Panu Steenmankong. As round the outside, big pressure cooking in from Austin Gale, who's going to get up on the curbs to finish the move into second place. Lovely bit of driving from Austin Gale. So into second place he goes, and it's certainly going all guns blazing for him as he has worked into good position. And where does Yamchan? Oh, collision! Three karts coming together. That's Didit Sir over the top of one of the kart republics at the tail end of the field. So Didit Sir tangling there with Sun Yang, and she's trying to get the kart back onto the road again as both Didit Sir and Sun Yang can recover. But that's a lot of time lost for both drivers, I'm afraid. So it's all gone wrong for Didit Sir as one top one drops to the back. The other one is still leading. Warapong Yamchan leads the way. Austin Gale second. Third is Yukapo. And up the inside. Whoa, big dust is round the outside as Andrea Galimberti is trying to salvage something. Austin Gale, he's obviously had a few weeks out of the seat, but he's trying every trick in the book to get Rast into the lead of this race, nearly costing himself second in the process as Yukapo and Panu Steenmankong are dueling away for position as well. For some reason, Warapong Yamchan's transponder doesn't appear to be working because he is currently leading. But the timing screen seems to think Austin Gale is. He's not yet. He's in second place in front of Yukapo and Panu Steenmankong. Then it is Sirikit Siramankokisem and Andrea Galimberti from Teo, Mori, Pope, Vivertacha, Gunasekara and Giannanacul. But clearly something is not right with Widdicek Yamchan's transponder, and that could actually cause him problems later if that is the case. So across the line comes Yamchan. Now he's back in position, so clearly a little bit of a temper tantrum from the transponder. Galimberti tries his tricks on Siramankokisem, and it's not going to work yet, as Steenmankong fancies his chances on you. But again, big defensive line there from Yukapo. He holds on to third position. So very exciting tactical battle at the moment. And further back, there's even more because that was Fakin Giannanacul watching as Travis Teo duels away with Sirikit Siramankokisem. And Travis Teo trying to make his bid. We've got the two drivers for top one behind them, Galimberti and Pope. Then Vivertacha, Gunasekara, Anuras and Giannanacul. Out of the braking zone. Yamchan, Gale, Yu and Steenmankong. And up the inside, Travis Teo gets the run, and that's going to open the door for Galimberti. Galimberti will storm past them both into fifth position. Great run from the Italian. But there's definitely daylight between them as now here comes Jaden Pope trying to get right round the outside of Siramankokisem, and he's done it! Jaden Pope, that is a stunning move. Now he's going to try and take on Travis Teo. So can Jaden Pope get the run on Travis Teo? Big run on the lead as Austin Gale dives in on Yamchan, and Yamchan gets him back again. This is for the lead of the race up front. None of the drivers in this race have taken a heat win so far. It was 2 wins earlier on for for Toby Gale, and it was 2 wins earlier on for Kai Burke. So Austin Gale with a chance to make it 3 wins out of 3 for the Gale family. But of course, for the leader, Warapong Yamchan, he has the chance to win his first ever heat in Infinity IAME Series Asia. So it's a big chance for him. And of course, everybody from top one is going to want to make the move stick there. There's a technical flag for the 207. That is Sun Yang. So that is a remnant of the accident he had with Didit Sir, I'm afraid to say. So the technical flag then for Sun Yang. He is going to be out of the race. There is the meatball flag. You can see it to the sidelines being shown to kart number 207. Fastest lap of the race for Andrea Galimberti. He'll just be relieved that it's not for him this time. He's seen more meatball flags in Thailand than he ever wants to see again. Yamchan, Gale, Yu, Steenmankong. And now the 5th driver joins the fray. Guess who? Andrea Galimberti. He'll be absolutely enraged at the loss of a second heat in as many weeks to the same problem, the chain guard coming loose. So now he's hoping that he can have an attack on Panu Steenmankong down this back straight. It's only lap 5, but he's clearly meaning business. The youngest man in the field, the only Senior X30 driver not to have turned 14 yet. He will do so in the summer. You're allowed to compete in Senior X30 provided you turn 14 in that year's competition. And Galimberti did a lot of his testing in Senior X30 rather than in Junior X30. So he tested seniors as prep for juniors the last couple of seasons. So he already knows how to handle himself in senior, but handling yourself in senior in a crowd is very different to testing in Senior X30, and he's obviously finding that out the hard way. Oh, Gale riding the curbs to try and get through on Yamchan, as Galimberti has found his mark on Steenmankong, and that puts him into 4th place. Here comes Jaden Pope. He wants to join the party, and he could bring Teo and Senaman Kokasem along with the ride. Lap 6 of 12. And still the battles rage. We're to Sakamchan, trying to hold station here. It's going to be very tricky. So a very difficult battle for everybody. But now Austin Gale fancies his chance on Ria Sakyamchan, and he's going to make a window. Oh, and he bashes the back of the front fairing. The front fairing of Yamchan tags the back bumper of Gale, and that could have been very loose there for Yamchan. Austin Gale asserting himself and puts himself into the lead. He's had a 3rd, he's had a 2nd, and now it looks like he's going to take a 1st. Andrea Galimberti now trying to find his move as he tucks in. Trying to get the battle on the inside. Jaden Pope coming through. So Galimberti through to 3rd. Past the hard-charging Steenmankong. Yukapo is falling into the clutches, having lost out to Jaden Pope. And now Travis Teo fancies a move on Yukapo. And there is Sirikit Sulamakukasem. He wants to move forward as well. And it looks as though we've got the black flag now for Sun Yang. He has ignored the meatball flag, the technical flag, for too many laps. And so he will get the black flag. It is so unwise to ignore the technical flag, even if you want to stay out there to prove the point. As unfortunately, the officials will throw the book at you. Galimberti diving in on Yamchan. He doesn't care squat that he's his teammate. He's through. And Galimberti rides the curbs. Now he's got to cover the line on the inside because Yamchan's going to come back at him. Galimberti chops across. Pope is going to box in the fantastic run from Steenmankong. And suddenly the teammates are 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and Yamchan loses out to Jaden Pope. Pope is now in 3rd. What a comeback for Jaden Pope. Imagine where he could have started had he not had that stuck throttle in qualifying. And there's a problem for one of the Birulats. They've stopped out at the back of the field. I think that's Fakin Jananukul in trouble again, having had initial problems on the initial start. He's now struggling, and he's lost a big amount of time there. Well, we've had 2 retirements thus far. Leonardo Mori on lap 2 and Sharma Juan on lap 5. Pedro Hiltbrand making it very clear to Austin Gale that he's still got a decent bit of gap to Galimberti. But Austin Gale is not in contention for the title. Andrea Galimberti is right in contention for the title. And here comes a bid from Steenmankong. He's going to need the curbs to go side by side with the hard-charging Riddick-Kamchan. And now Yukapo fancies a move to come through. Travis Teo and Sidikat Sinaman Kukasem are losing patience, stuck in 7th and 8th as well. And we've got 3 laps to go after this one. My, oh my, is this getting exciting stuff now. Let's see if we can make this a real barn dance to the flag. Gale leading Galimberti, but for how much longer? Galimberti has got his dander turned right up. And with the dial up to 11, what hope does Austin Gale have against the fiery stallion, Andrea Galimberti? Up to the first corner, none at all it seems. Oh, Austin Gale is no slouch though. This is not Austin Gale's first rodeo. And he knows that Galimberti is going to be hunting him down. But after a 3rd and a 2nd, you can bet your bottom dollar that Austin Gale is not going to concede any space that he doesn't have to. This could end up being the wildest of the Senior X30 heats we've seen so far. So let's see if this is going to be the feisty battle we've been hoping for and building to. Problems there for Steenmankong. Steenmankong's dropping back. And Steenmankong dropping to the back of the queue. So I'm not sure what has happened to Steenmankong, but he's certainly dropped to 8th place now. I wonder if he's got a problem developing, but he's still going. 2 laps to go for Galimberti as he hops and skips over the curbs. He really wants to attack Austin Gale. Will he try the same tack? Trying to take the lead into turn 1. He's trying to sell him a dummy as Gale defends. Can Galimberti storm out through turn 2 and make the launch into 3? Gale is positioning the Birolot to make it as wide as a Buick. Can Galimberti run round the outside? Perfect tactics from Gale to box him in. And now here comes Jaden Pope. He wants to challenge Galimberti. Galimberti rides, nudges the back wheel. Sideways for Gale. Galimberti's through. Oh, fantastic racecraft. Pope now squeezes through. Gale will not be happy, but Galimberti will not be denied. What incredible racing from the top 1 duo. As now Andrea Galimberti storms his way to the front and takes his teammate along for good measure. Let's look at the replay. This is as tight as it gets in the duel for position. Gale covers the inside line. Galimberti finds the smallest gap in history, commits to it. Gale drifts onto the pickup, and that's enough for Galimberti. Thank you very much. Now the question is, will the stewards look into that? Because you could argue, and I'm sure Austin Gale might argue, that could be seen as advantage by contact. IAME Chan is defending valiantly here. Travis Teo and Sidiket Sidimakukasem is desperate to work his way through on the inside. And it's almost a similar repeat move. And now IAME Chan really is desperate to get back on terms with Teo. No, you don't. Tight rotation on the curbs from Sidimakukasem. That could draw him level with Teo. Everywhere you look in Senior X30, it's an absolute rout. And on this final lap, Galimberti is going to check out to Pope with Gale licking his wounds in 3rd. Another big chance as they dive in for the hairpin, but Galimberti is going to finish the job here. What a storm back. He may have had a technical flag in race 2, but nothing of the like in race 3. Galimberti is back in business. He wins a very hotly contested heat ahead of Jaden Pope from the back of the grid to 2nd, and Austin Gale in a stunning 3rd place. Yuka Po, Travis Teo and Sidiket Sidimakukasem behind. Then Panu Steenmakong and Johanatan Mush from Winnista Kamchan, Sra Anuras and Sheshan Gunasekara from Zachary Boyce, who crosses the line in 12th. Very good work indeed from him from the back row of the grid. That's not to be sneered at all. But you really get the sense that if Andrea Galimberti even gets a sniff of the Birolots tomorrow, there will be no salvation. There will be no mercy. Fabulous, fabulous run from Galimberti today. Denied a great result in Heat 2, but that's only fired him up to glory. If he can get a decent run in the Super Heat and then get a solid starting position for the final, anything's possible. We know the pace of the top 1 kart republics here. They are almost invincible. I say almost, because at the moment, it's been everything one-way traffic for Birolot Asia until this heat. Galimberti storming back and taking possession his way.